vote of 9 to 5, with Justice Bienvenido Reyes taking no part, render the following judgment. Wherefore, premises considered, the petitions are dismissed. Necessarily, the status quo ante order is hereby lifted. Close quote. The following concurred in the decision: Justices Velasco, Leonardo de Castro, Brion, Bersamin, Del Castillo, Perez, Mendoza, and Perlas Bernabe. The following dissented from the decision: the Chief Justice, the Senior Associate Justice, Justices Leonen, Hardeleza, and Caguiwa. The following submitted separate opinions: concurring opinions, Justices Brion, Perez, and Mendoza. Dissenting opinions, the Chief Justice, the Senior Associate Justice, Justices Leonen and Caguiwa. As of today, one or two more justices may still submit their separate opinions when the decision is finally released. Under the internal rules, the decision, together with all of the dissenting and concurring opinions, will be released at the same time. They will not be released today because, as you know, the decision will end. The separate opinions will still be edited, rewritten, and finalized and signed. So expect that within the week. First, no grave abuse of discretion on the part of the President in ordering the burial of the remains of the former President at the Libingan ng mga Bayani, because this was done in the exercise of his mandate under Article 7, Section 17, the faithful compliance of the laws clause of the 1987 Constitution, and that there is no law that prohibits the burial of the Marcos remains at the Libingan ng mga Bayani. Second main reason, the President has the power to reserve under the Administrative Code for public use and for specific public purposes any of the lands of the public domain, and that the reserved land shall remain subject to the specific public purpose indicated until otherwise provided by law or proclamation. Court found that there is no law or executive issuance at present that specifically excludes the land on which the LNMB is located from the use it was originally intended by the previous presidents. Third reason, the court found that under pertinent AFP regulations, particularly Regulation G161-375, the Marcos remains could be interred at LNMB because Marcos possessed the qualifications and none of the disqualifications under the resolutions, pointing out that he was a former president, he was a former commander-in-chief, he was a former soldier, Medal of Valor awardee, former legislator, Secretary of National Defense. The court also disagreed with the position articulated by some justices as well as the petitioners that the former president had been dishonorably discharged, saying that this specific disqualification pertains only to the military covered under the Articles of War, and specifically those in the active service. And finally, the court disagreed that Marcos was disqualified because he had not been convicted of crimes involving moral turpitude. The court said that the cases cited by the petitioners, which were cases abroad, were all civil in nature, and therefore he has not been convicted by any final judgment involving moral turpitude.